Yay, we're live!
Yay!
Hi! Hi, Sallie. I'm here with Sallie. How are you this evening, Sallie?
Fabulous. How about you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely brilliant. I just washed my hair, so I'm looking a bit bush-like. But I have my tree variety of hair or my bush variety of hair. But anyway, I've got my bush on today, so we'll just have to cope with that. But anyway, we're going to speak about really exciting things. Well, they are for some people, and for some people, they're totally boring. Spiritual businesses. So Sallie's got a lot of experience in this as well. So Sallie, let's go straight into it. What is you think is one of the most important things when you're creating a spiritual business?
So the first thing is treat it as a business. And so you need to think about what type of business entity you want to create for your business. Wherever you live, there are going to be laws around the formation of a corporation, a partnership, a limited liability company, all of those types of things. And it's important to do that so that, first of all, you establish yourself as a legitimate business, right? Because it's a business. And you also give yourself some protection in terms of assets and liabilities and things of that nature. So you want to make sure that you have set up an actual business entity to run your business.
Great stuff. So obviously we've got quite a variety of people, but if you just want to quickly run through, what is the good thing which are the good companies to run in USA? Because obviously in every country it's totally different. I have a company in the US. I have two companies in the US actually, and I've got a company in two companies in Italy, and boy, are they different.
I bet. Yeah. So I'm a lawyer. I've done a lot of business related law, real estate related law, and I've run and am running my own companies. So I'll just kind of briefly talk about the three major types that most people look at. And the first one is a corporation. And the corporation is, we've all heard about that. It shields you from direct liability in case something goes wrong, for debts and liabilities of the company. So you have that. And then you also want to think about taxes. If you're a regular C-type corporation, because corporations come in different flavors. So if you're a C-type corporation, you're going to have double taxation. You're going to be taxed at the entity level, and then you're going to be taxed again at the individual level when you pass through income. So what you want to do is create yourself as a sub S corporation, S as in Sam, S as in Sallie, because that is more of a pass-through entity for tax purposes. So you avoid that top level of taxation at the entity level. It's passed through and you're taxed only at the individual level. So a very important consideration when you're forming a corporation.
Okay.
The next thing that people consider sometimes is a partnership. And this would be if you have more than one person involved. Obviously, you can't be a partner with yourself, right? Because you are you. Maybe we could. However, under the law, you need more than one person to form a partnership. And the thing about the partnership is you and all of your partners are going to be liable for each other's actions under the partnership. So you want to think very carefully about that and the people you form a partnership with, right? Tax-wise, the partnership is going to be taxed at the individual level, which is a good thing. We don't want to pay more taxes than we have to. Most people, right? And then the third type of entity that I see a lot, and this is the entity that I've used for my businesses, it's a limited liability company. And it's kind of the best of both worlds with a corporation and with a partnership. And so what happens is you're in business with yourself, or you're in business with multiple people, and you call each other members. You're a member of the LLC, the limited liability company. The good thing about it is, though, there is no taxation at the LLC level. It all gets passed through at the member level. And so you're taxed as if you were a partnership. And it also gives you protection, just like a corporation would, from liabilities that may come against the company. So those are the three main ones. And those are some of the main things you should consider when you choose the type of business entity you want to create for yourself.
Great. Is that something that you help clients with, or?
Yes, I do. I actually do. I can help them, and I can guide them in where to look so that they can do it for themselves. Because at least in the states, in the US, most of the states are going to have their Secretary of State services online. And so people can very easily access that, go online, and they will guide you through the process of setting it up.
Good. Because mine are actual LLCs acting as C Corps. Because
okay.
I don't want it to go, I can decide when I want to have the dividends or things like that. So
sure. Yeah.
That's for foreigners who, who want to be able to control their income. I think. So yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay, great. So let's talk a bit about what's the first thing that we're obviously setting up is great. What's the next thing you should be thinking about?
You should think about what your message is and who your audience is going to be. And so let's kind of take a step back from that first. The first thing is you want to have clarity on what your values are, really, because you want your business to reflect you, right? People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And so you want your business to be a reflection of who you are and the things that you value. When people sense that authenticity, then that's what draws them to you. So think about your values, your mission, your vision for your own life, and then translate it into how you're going to spread that mission and vision to the world through your business. And that will help you clarify who is my target audience. And you want to be very clear on that, because if you're trying to appeal to everyone, guess what? You appeal to no one. So you really want to put a lot of upfront work into that so that you can really focus, like laser focus on your message to attract the people you want for your particular offering.
Yes, that's great, because there's when you do have that disconnect between people, it's very difficult. It's okay at the beginning because you're okay and you can sort of get over it, but when it carries on and then the cracks widen, it's just not worth it. It really isn't worth it. Yeah,
exactly.
You've got to have the people that you want to work with, people who've got your values.
Yes,
because I absolutely agree with that. Totally. I've made some boo-boos in my life, honestly. But,
yes.
Yes.
I know. That's a different conversation.
Absolutely. Yes. Anyway, yes, definitely. I think yes. Let's move on. Okay, so the third thing. What's the third thing that you could suggest when you're setting up a company?
Yeah, so it's kind of an extension of that. You really want to focus on creating your ideal client. Your you mentioned earlier your client avatar. Who is that ideal client? The clearer you are on who that is, the better you're able to craft your message. You really want to have a very targeted, unique selling proposition for yourself, right? And the way to do that is to create that avatar for your client. Who is the ideal person I'm going to appeal to? And tap into your spiritual strengths and your spiritual energies and all of those resources that we have available to us, because we're doing spiritual business, right? So use all of those principles to guide you and help you as you create and build your business. And that is what will attract the right people to you.
Absolutely. And obviously, based on your unique selling point, obviously that has to, resonate with your ideal clients, because
Yes.
otherwise, again, there's a big disconnect, and that can
Yes.
really sort of, bum you up.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, next one. Oh, you're a fountain of knowledge today. I'm really impressed.
Yeah. So I would say whatever your offerings are, try to limit them. I know we all have such broad talents and such broad things that we can offer to people, right? And yet, if there's too much, it's confusing. And so you really want to focus on 3 main ones, knowing that you have all those others in your toolbox, right? Because if it's too confusing, people don't buy, even if they want to. And ultimately, you're a business, right? We want people to buy. We want people to enroll in our programs and buy our services and our products and all of that stuff. So you want to be very clear on what those are. So I would say choose your top 3, knowing that you may have lots more than that, but choose your top 3 and focus on those, the 3 that you think are going to be most appealing, and then be consistent through all of your marketing and advertising. So if you're doing flyers, make sure it's there. If you're doing pop-up banners, or you're doing on your website, on your Facebook page, on all of your other social media, make sure that message carries throughout all of that, and it's the same message.
Yeah, that's really important. Yeah, absolutely. So what are your main messages for your business?
So for my coaching business, because I have multiple businesses, I'm a multipreneur. My coaching business, I'm the what's next coach. So I coach people to what's next, people who are in the various stages and phases of life, and they're asking, okay, here I am, what's next? How many times have you asked that? And so I help people identify and eliminate limiting beliefs so that they can then answer that question, what's next, and move into the life that makes them come alive.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's I think that's a wonderful thing. We were talking about that. Sallie's actually in our Emerald membership, but as you can see, she's very business advanced. And it's all about how our Emerald membership is all about is coming together and helping each other with our businesses. So on our own, we're just one person, but together we can make it, really big, because each person has a whole network of different other people. And these other people aren't necessarily your ideal clients, but they might be Sallie's ideal clients, or they might be somebody else's ideal clients. And especially in spirituality, if you're helping other people, you'll get it back anyway. So it's really exciting that we've got this fabulous group of people, all of us totally different, with all of varied backgrounds, all at different stages in our businesses, and yet, we're all sort of going towards the same sort of goal. And we were talking about yesterday, we were talking about the retreats that some of you all know that I'm actually building this village in Italy. It's called the part of the spiritual is going to call the Visionary Village. And we're going to be bringing people there to have these really spiritual experiences and do spiritual retreats. So we're giving people extra ideas for their spiritual business. So say, for example, you'd never thought that, you could come over to Italy and do a retreat. It can be so expensive. You don't know who to talk to, what to do. We actually make it really easy for you. So even if you've only got 2 people that you can bring, or even 1, you can come over, you can teach, and you can be part of a retreat. And then also in the retreat, you learn so much more because of all the other participants, the other teachers, and the spiritual atmosphere around the Borgo is just absolutely phenomenal. And of course, we've got major teachers there, including often our shaman is there. He's not at the moment because he's Native American Indian, but he's actually in America still because we're just in a little bit of lockdown. But he's looking forward to coming again when the borders open up, and he stays for quite a while. And he does these fabulous spiritual journeys into the mountains and seeing these caves, and it's just absolutely wonderful. So we're giving businesses an extra sort of idea as to how they can actually market themselves, but really enjoy it, because business is all about enjoyment, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Some people get bored stiff with business. I mean, I just love it. If I've got to go on holiday and there's no business, it's no. But I mean, most people might not agree with me there, but here you've got a fabulous business. You'll get all your expenses paid for by coming over, and you have a fabulous time, doing what we all love, which is, connecting to spirit and having exciting new experiences. So I'm just mega excited about that. So that's what we're all working on in our Emerald group. But also other people are also invited to the retreats and also to become teachers and things like that. So that's really exciting. Okay, so back to Sallie with my little interruption. To get the Visionary Village in, you see, because I'm so excited about it. So next point, or is it that's the last point that we want to bring up today?
So I would just say that, I thought of this as you were speaking, because I love the group. I love the interaction. That is important in the work that I do with people. I always tell them, build your support structures. When we have support structures in place and we have that mastermind kind of energy going on, first of all, we have exponentially increased our energy and our thoughts and our power and our connection to spirit by the number of people who are in the group. So Nikki, you and I, we have, you and I to the second power. We've squared our power. If we add somebody else, it's to the third power, and so on to the 10th and the 12th and the 100,000th power. We increase that. And so build that network around yourself, because the more you do, the more opportunities and possibilities are open to you, because you're benefiting from the power of that mastermind. And then the second part of that is that it's just this simple. When you have that sort of group with feedback and accountability, and here's where I am, guess what? You have gone from 80% failure rate when you don't have that in place. Some people say 90%, up to 76% success rate. There's so many businesses that fail, especially in the early years. So in order to ensure your success, build those support structures so that you will succeed. Your gift is you to the world, right? And your business is going to allow you to deliver it. So make sure you set yourself up for success.
Absolutely. Great, Sallie. Well, it was absolutely lovely having you. And you had so many words of wisdom. And in fact, a Facebook user has just said lots of valuable information.
Awesome.
Kelly actually asked, how are the different companies, how are they different? But I think you explained that. So, I didn't, sort of interrupt you with it, because you explained it quite quite cleverly. Really. Okay. Word. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciated it.
A pleasure.
I'll see you in the group, and I'll see you.
Awesome.
Okay. Take care.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.